Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Julie Chrisley reveals her job in prison. Julie Chrisley has a job in prison and she attends the First Step Act FSA classes. The act helps people prepare for the world after serving their sentences and can lead to a reduction of time served. She's in prison for fraud and tax-related offenses. Sharing about the former Chrisley Knows Best matriarch, her daughter, Savannah Chrisley, revealed the job that her mom does behind bars. Julie Chrisley is in FNI Lexington, Kentucky. Todd Chrisley and his wife both started serving their sentences in January last year, but in separate facilities. He's in Pensacola, Florida. After she started her sentence, the mom of Savannah, Grayson, and Chloe started keeping a diary of sorts, which she then communicated to Savannah. Some awful news arrived that alleged poisonous snakes wandering around the facility and more. Julie Chrisley has about 5 years left to serve out of her original 7-year term. Meanwhile, her husband, Todd Chrisley, will serve another 10 years. Both of them appealed their sentences in the hope that they might be able to either serve their time at home or perhaps get a new trial. Until that day happens, they are kept busy and get allocated jobs. Savannah Chrisley's Prison Diaries, Julie's Job. On the Unlocked podcast this week, Savannah read out notes from her mom's journal communications. For Chrisley Knows Best fans, it was emotional. Contrary to expectations, a lot of people care about the family who brought them so much amusement in the past. Additionally, a lot of them believe in their innocence and hope that they win their appeal. Julie Chrisley talked about how happy people were who qualified to get some time reduced. She also went on some courses. And when Savannah Chrisley read the notes, Chrisley Knows Best fans heard that they seemed like a waste of time for her mom. That changed as she and her husband, Todd, both sliced some time off their sentences. Plus, her job was to teach a class that others attended, teaching real estate classes. It isn't clear if the reality TV star still teaches real estate to other inmates. However, she definitely did that at one stage. Savannah read. Apart from teaching that class, Julie Chrisley also sat on a panel as a judge for another class where prisoners did a Shark Tank presentation. Behind the barbed wire and beyond the faded peach walls of FNC Lexington, life had taken on a strange sort of rhythm for Julie Chrisley. Once a reality television matriarch known for her perfectly frosted cupcakes, tailored blouses, and a home filled with laughter and drama, Julie now moved to a different beat. One marked by early morning headcounts, clinking meal trays, and the distant hum of industrial fans in the laundry unit. But it wasn't all bleak grayness. Something had shifted, something unexpected. After months of silence and speculation from fans and media outlets alike, Julie Chrisley finally decided to open up, not in a televised confessional, but through a handwritten letter sent to a family friend, who later read it aloud on a faith-based podcast. The contents of that letter quickly sparked headlines across entertainment news outlets. Julie Chrisley finds purpose behind bars, reveals surprising prison job. In the letter, Julie began with humility. This season of my life has stripped me of nearly everything familiar, except for my faith and my ability to work hard. Believe it or not, that's exactly what's given me peace. Her job? Kitchen duty. But not just handing out slop or stirring vats of beans. Julie Chrisley had become the lead baker at the prison kitchen. It started small, she explained. A guard heard me telling another inmate about my peach cobbler recipe. The next thing I knew, I was asked to help with dessert prep one weekend. I didn't expect to feel anything, but once I got my hands in that flour, something clicked. Prison staff took notice. Within weeks, Julie was overseeing early morning baking shifts, cinnamon rolls, cornbread muffins, holiday pies. Her southern roots came through in every bite. Other inmates began to refer to her as Mama Cobbler. She wrote, "It's not just about baking. It's about bringing comfort to women who haven't felt warm or full in years. It's about reminding them, and myself, that we are still human, Still worthy, still capable of creating something beautiful. Julie's baking skills also sparked unexpected collaborations. One fellow inmate, a young woman with a culinary background but a troubled past, started helping her experiment with recipes. Together, they crafted a modest but heartfelt menu of rotating treats that made breakfast in the cafeteria feel a bit more like home. And eventually, even prison staff began requesting her cakes for retirement celebrations or holiday events. Julie's red velvet cake, in particular, had become legendary, according to one guard who anonymously tipped off a local reporter. But Julie's journey wasn't without complications. In the same letter, she revealed the emotional weight she carried while working. There's something about feeding people, nourishing them, that makes you remember who you used to be. Sometimes that hurts. I think about Grayson asking me for blueberry pancakes or Chloe sneaking a bite of cookie dough when she thought I wasn't looking. I miss my kitchen, my babies, my old life. Still, the baking gave her a purpose. She described it as God's provision in the wilderness. Her prison job also opened new channels for growth. She had started mentoring younger inmates, many of whom never learned to cook. Julie began a quiet baking club during her off hours, where she'd teach basic skills and even throw in lessons about budgeting and patience. They call it Cobbler College, she wrote with a hint of pride. No degrees, no grades, just women learning to feed each other with dignity. The letter closed on a hopeful note. Julie hinted at the possibility of writing a prison cookbook someday. Asterisk not fancy recipes, she clarified, but soulful ones. Meals you make with limited ingredients, but endless heart. Outside the prison, reactions were mixed. Some fans were inspired by Julie's grace under pressure. Others remained skeptical, wondering if it was just another public relations move. But those who knew her best, including her sister-in-law and her former co-stars on Chrisley Knows Best, vouched for her sincerity. She's not playing a role anymore, said one close friend. This is the real Julie, humble, hardworking, and trying to redeem her story. Even Savannah Chrisley, who had kept a protective silence for months, posted a rare update on Instagram with a photo of a peach cobbler and the caption, "Mom still got it." Savannah later clarified in a podcast that her mother had shared the recipe with her over a monitored prison call. "It made me cry," she said. Not because of the dessert, but because I could hear the old spark in her voice. Back inside the prison, Julie continued to rise before dawn. By 4:45 a.m., she was already mixing batter under flickering fluorescent lights. She had even managed to convince the warden to let her hang a small laminated Bible verse near her station. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. Proverbs 31:17. As the other inmates filed in for their trays, they were greeted with the smell of warm banana bread or flaky apple turnovers. For a brief moment, the institutional harshness of prison life melted away into the scent of cinnamon and sugar. Julie Chrisley might have once been known for designer purses and luxury living, but now she was gaining a new reputation, one bun at a time. "I may never be on TV again," she admitted, "but I've found a new kind of platform. A stainless steel table, a rolling pin, and a chance to show love where it's needed most."